Well, today's big project on my Four Corners bike, this old 87 Honda Goldwing GL1200 Aspencade, is to add some more brightness to the headlight. I've already added some LED driving lights on both sides, but they're for when no cars are around and to blind. That's to light up the edge of the roads, that kind of thing. And I also want to decrease the wattage that's being used, so I'm going to use LED. And this is the light that I got, and then this is I guess a step down converter of some kind, probably from 12 to 5 or something like that. Also, while I was at it, I got a new tail light bulb, and then these are the marker lights that go in here. I figured while I had it apart, I'll go and put some LEDs in there. Now that LED headlight is the same one that I put into my BMW a couple years ago, and you can't really see anything in it, but the same driving lights. But I was really pleased with it, so much so that I bought a kit for my cars too, and now I've had this bike for a couple months. It's time to put one in it. Now it's a pain in the butt to change a headlight in this, plus I don't think it's going to fit in there correctly, so I'll have to do some surgery to get it to fit, but I do want it, so it'll be worth it. First thing that has to happen is take the mirrors off. These aren't too bad. You flip up the rubber here, and I don't know if you can see it. There's a bolt. Let's see. Right there, and then up top there's another one, and they pop off, and then this fancy shield comes off. If I remember right, it just slides up, and then I'm not sure what to do with the headlight. I have to get the book out and look at that, because I haven't gone that far before. I've had the mirrors off and I've had this off, messing with the windscreen one time. So I'll come back when I got some more progress made. Well, I forgot on mine, these two bolts under here, either one or both of them, the captured nut on the back side is missing, and it's a nut. In order to get in there and hold it while I undo it, I got to take the speaker off, which means pulling a little Honda symbol out. There's a little notch on the side. You can just kind of peel it up a bit, and then you've got the screw. And then you got to pull the speaker out. Pull the speaker out. I think there's 4 bolts in it. And then hopefully you got small hands. Mine are just small enough. I can get in there and get the back side of the screw mirror bolts. What a pain. I have no idea how you would actually put captured nuts back on there. I guess they were welded on at the factory, and some bozo went in there with ham fists and broke them off. And here's the mirror off. Hopefully you won't have to go through my same hell, which is I had to go behind here to get, the nuts that somebody broke off, get a hold of them. I had to use a long extension like that to get this bottom one, and then the top one was a little bit easier. But I had to pull out the speaker for that. The reason you have to do it is because this is how this front plate is held on over on the corner. So now I gotta do it on that side. Yep. Whoops, where is it? There it is. So that took me probably 20 minutes just to get that mirror off. Hopefully, I think one of the nuts on the other side is actually still in good shape, so maybe it'll be a little bit quicker. Okay, the next step, both mirrors are off. The other one actually came off easy. The right side, both the nuts were still there. The next step is take a rag, give this, I'm taking a big old screwdriver, just kind of nudge, twist, there it goes. There, it's off. And just lift it straight up and away. And you'll see. The bar goes down into this clip down here. Set that aside for now. Next is, let's take off this chrome piece. There's some screws down at the bottom. Can you see those? Yeah, down here. I think there's 2 screws in there. Yeah, I think. Yes. And then 2 screws up here, and this bezel will come off. And then back here are some, look like 10mm nuts that are going to have to come off. So I'll come back when I get to taking the actual housing. Okay, just a quick thing. This bracket came off down here. There's 2 10mm lead bolts on her, and then next is going to be these 2 up here, another 10mm set. And then I'm predicting this whole assembly will come out. Set this aside in a baggie with all the rest of the hardware too. Okay, I've loosened up these bolts. So now this framework comes out. Sticking all of it in baggies. Now I'm thinking this should come out. Oops, it was loose. The headlight adjuster is still attached. I'm not going to see if I can see it down in here. I can see it going down in there. Yep. Now the question is, can it be detached or fed through or something so I can get this bucket out, or this headlight bucket out? I see it appears to be about 4 screws holding in back there. Okay, I haven't used the book yet. It's time to get the book out because don't want to do a lot of extra work for no reason. And I can already see I might have to cut out the back of this. It's the back of the housing or something, because there's no room in there. It's form-fitting. Get back to you after I study the book. Okay, so the book wasn't a bunch of help. It says take out the gear. You just see the little gold, there it is, the light. Now to get my hand back in there, I took out the bulb, or not the bulb, but the connector. Oops, sorry. Here's the connector, and then the rubber billows that was on it, which is this. And in order to unscrew that, my standard shorty Phillips is just a little bit too short, or too long, so I've made up a 1/4 inch drive with a socket holding the bit. I think I can get in there with that. There's 3 screws on the back of that. It's going to be a challenge to get it back in, to align that gear back up and all that jazz, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, here's going to be the problem. I can see already. When I was taking the headlight out, I can see that this is all the way back in there. And that's on the end of the halogen, right? And this plastic back here, though, is solid. So the question is, I saw somebody else online talk to cut this out in order to get that big old heat sink back in there. I have to get my Dremel, I guess, and cut this casing out here. Oh, and here's the, oops, I'm going to put this over with these little screws back with the headlight itself. And then I'll have to find somewhere to mount that transformer or whatever it is. I'm thinking it's a DC-DC transformer. Well, there's my template. Figured out I need about a 2 1/4 inch hole. I'm not going to use this, I'll just use this to outline. Because the drill bit is too deep. I don't know what, how far deep behind that plastic I have. And right there is the white chalk outline. You can barely see it, I guess. I can see it. But I'll use the Dremel kit to start cutting. What was I going to say? Guess that was it. Oh, I used a white. This is a chalk pencil I use. I'm a sailor also, and when I do canvas work, that comes in handy. Okay, I cut out the piece using a Dremel tool. I'm not sure what this is called. It's got a little spiral in the end. I tried using the drywall tool initially. This ate through it at a higher RPM pretty quick. It's not a perfect circle, that's for darn sure. But I can see what's behind there now. Disappointment, another piece of plastic after a little bit. I don't know if that, I cut out a pretty big hole. I'm trying to remember, I only need a little bit extra though. I think that'll work actually now I think about it, because I measured the length of the piece of the halogen behind the frame of the housing to the LED, and the halogen needed this piece connected, which gave an extra 1/4 inch there, and its own plugs, which were probably 3/4, ½ inch, whatever. And so the LED is only maybe a 1/4 inch longer, so it might be in this area here, but it's bigger round. I think it's going to fit. I'm going to stick it in there and try it. I'm going to clean this up a little bit and then give it a test shot and see how the lens fits in there. Then I'll have to figure out a place, maybe mount back in here that DC-DC transformer.